Welcome to the best free webinar for teaching online. Here is a quick screenshot of this free webinar software working on 3 different computers. On the first, I am a teacher, and on the second and the third, I am a student. As you can see, we have our webcams available. We have a PDF uploaded onto which we can use these annotating tools. On the right, we have our messaging board, which can be public or private, and at the top, we have the ability to share our screen. As you can see from this graph below, I am a big fan of the BigBlueButton because of these factors. You get unlimited meeting hours. You can have 10 people per meeting. You get writing tools available to use on the PDF, Word, or PowerPoint documents you upload to be shown on the presentation screens. Then later, the student can also download whatever document you have uploaded if you choose to allow them to do so. In addition, you can both share your screen if there is a need to do so. The BigBlueButton has the power of Adobe Connect, which costs about €30 a month. This free software used to require you to have your own server and was a nightmare to install years ago. However, it now comes as a free add-on activity inside the Moodle Cloud website. Please check out my introduction to the free Moodle Cloud on the link shown. I'm going to show you that in just a couple of minutes, I can open up a webinar for me and my students in order to teach them online. There is no sharing of any Skype addresses. In fact, I can even make false emails for both of us, so we could merely communicate through the Moodle Cloud. All they need is the login name and password, and then they go directly to their class, which I have set up, and click on the BigBlueButton link next to the lesson. Please remember, as Flash is required, that on Windows computers you will need to use Google Chrome browser, while on the Mac, iPad and on Android computers you will need to use the Puffin browser, as this has access to Flash. Now, in order to start a BigBlueButton session, you need to add it as an activity to your Moodle lesson. And all of this is for free. You can check out my How to Get Your Moodle Cloud site for yourself video. So I'm going to log in as admin. And go to my particular lesson I want to add the activity to. Make sure to turn the editing on. Scroll down to the particular date and then click Add an Activity or Resource. Here you will add the BigBlueButton. Now you have to add a name to your session, so I'm going to call it Test 4.1 as I made an error with Test 4. And you can send a notification to people if you have their correct email addresses, or you can just tell them to log on at what particular time, and that should be enough. You can make notes here, you can click wait for the moderator, but it's okay for me if they go straight in. Leave participants. Now enable schedule for session. enable the start time, which is usually the present time, and make it last for, say, 2 hours. Now, it doesn't matter if the lesson goes on longer than 2 hours. If you're logged in, you will stay in for as long as you want. Should you log out, you won't be able to log in after these hours. And the rest leave as it is. Here you can see test 4.1. I'm going to click the editing off, and then I'm going to join the session myself. You can see it says the conference is ready to join, so I'm going to join. You do need to enable Adobe Flash. Remember, we're in Google Chrome. And now I'm going to add my microphone. Click Allow. There's an audio test. I can hear myself.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
So now I'd like to add a webcam. So I'm going to choose my second webcam. And I'm going to choose medium quality. Depending on your bandwidth, you can make it high quality or widescreen, and start sharing. And there you can see me in the corner. Okay, just one thing before my students log on. At the moment, only I can see these tools, but later I can give them access. When I click this, it becomes multi-user. But just for now, I upload a presentation which I enable them to download, and I'll select a file. You can select PDF, Word document, or PowerPoint. So I'm going to put a PDF, and I'm going to upload it. Now, it's advisable if you do add a PDF that you only add 8 pages or more. Don't add a whole book, which could be 200 pages. So I always extract certain pages, and I can show you how to do that in another video. So here we have the document I want them to see, and I can change that. I can make it widescreen here. I have the hand tool to move it up and down, or I can go back to the square. You can also zoom in as well. And I have the other pages here. So I'm going to leave it at this page, and that's all I can do for now. I have to wait for them to enroll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my other PC, where I'm going to record what I do there as well, and I'm going to log on. One more thing just before I go to the other PC, you need to remember to disable your ad blockers, because Moodle Cloud doesn't like it, because it's free, there are some ads with it. So it might hinder some operations. So I'm just going to join the session. On this screen, I'm using the free screenrecording.com screen recorder in order to record what's on my Surface tablet. So I'm going to log in now as a different user called Toshak. The main teacher is Andrew, so let's log in. And you can see here we've logged in. Here are my courses. And we're going to log in to the date and test 4. It says it started at 10:30 and the moderator is there. So I'm going to join the session. And I know the BigBlueButton needs Flash, which might not be available in 2020, but I think they're going to update this version of BigBlueButton for that. So let's access the microphone. Click on yes, I can hear myself. And then I want to activate my webcam. Click allow and allow again. And there is my webcam. Medium quality, that's good enough. And there I can see Andrew and Tosh, student number 1. And as the teacher, I can see that Tosh has joined me in this session. At the moment, Tosh cannot see any of the annotating tools. But when I click this button, you can see that he now has access to them. Now he can decide to use a different color for any of the annotating tools he uses on the document. Just turn the sound down a bit again. I was getting some feedback. Okay, so now Tosh is set up here, and there you can see his name in blue. At any time I wish, I can mute my microphone. However, the teacher also has the power to mute all the students' microphones. So I am just going to mute my microphone for the time being. Now I'm going to move over to the iPad, where I'm going to use the iPad's own screen recorder to record our second student, Banjo. On the iPad and the Mac, you will need to use the Puffin browser. And here I am in the Puffin browser, and I'm going to log on. And there you can see the classes going down to test 4 and join session. I'm going to access the microphone. Click allow, 1, 2, and it can hear me. Test the speakers. Yeah. Click next. Say yes. And there we have feedback again. Now you won't get feedback because you'll be in a different place than your other webinars. So now we just need to access the camera. There we have, start sharing, and there you can see there's 3 of us. And on the iPad, it's useful to click any space and you'll see the full screen come up. And that's good because once it comes up, you have the ability to use the keyboard. And I say this because with 3 of us here, the 2 students, which are Banjo and Tosh, might want to speak to each other, but not alert the teacher to what they're talking about. Maybe it's to do with yesterday's football match. So, with that, you have the option. So, this computer or iPad is Banjo, so he wants to talk to Tosh. and says, "Hi Tosh." Now, in the public view, that isn't there. But if we move over to Tosh, you can see that Banjo is in red, which means I've been given a message, not a public message, but one from Banjo. So I click on that and I can see, "Hi Tosh," and I'll say, "Hi back." Hi. And then he can see that I've made a message. Now the teacher himself can also write to each student individually. Or he can simply write to everyone. Say, "Hi all." And then everyone gets a warning that the teacher has spoken. So that's useful for some parts of privacy. Now I'm going to now I can see my microphone's on, but Tosh is off, so the teacher can unlock that. And now we're all speaking, giving lots of feedback. So let's just click off those mics for the time being. So only the teacher's mic is available and won't give so much feedback. Now I'm going to stay with the iPad for a moment, because with the iPad there's also this ability to go out, exit out of the screen, like that. But then you won't be able to write. So it's always good to stay in the full screen. So just click anywhere you like and the option will come there to be in full screen so you can access the keyboard. Now there are different layouts available, and what you can do, because the picture isn't so big for the iPad, you can simply click on the square box on the presentation PDF and then it makes it bigger. Also you can choose a different color. I think Tosh has chosen red, so we can choose blue. So any marks we make, we can do with a blue mark. So if I draw on this, I can click on the pen and I can make a tick. Whoops. I can draw a circle badly. Or I can put an X there. And so for the iPad, that's all you really need to know. You do have custom layouts, and the one I prefer is presentation meeting, where you can see there's more screen real estate for the PDF and you still get the camera on your students and teacher, and you still have access to the messages. That's the one I prefer, but you can go back to the default layout if you wish. So there's the default layout, and now I'm going back over to the Surface tablet, and you can see while I have control of the pen, I don't have control. I have control of my pen, but I don't have control of the Move tool. I also have control of text. So I can write text, but once it's written you can't really move it. So we're going to move over to the teacher now. And now I'm the teacher. I do have the ability to move the pages up. And as you can see, everybody's page moves up at the same time. If I write, you can see I can write in black, and my name is next to my pen. Whereas Toshi's name is next to his, and Banjo's is next to his. As a teacher, you also have the ability to choose a default layout for everyone. So I can say, let's do the presentation meeting and make everyone do it. I do this, everyone's picture has changed. But it's not really necessary. It's best for each person to choose their own layout. Remember, you can also choose a different language. One thing I do have the power of that the student will only have the power of if you give them permission. So at the moment, I'm going to the default layout. I'm going to screen share. So let's say I need to show them something from the teacher's book. So I can, first of all, I'm going to find a teacher's book, which is so here's some text from the teacher's book, some answers I might want to show them. And what I do, I can open share screen, and if you're on Chrome, you can use the WebRTC. I don't think this is available for the iPad to do. And you can see this is what I will be sharing. So I'll click share. And you can see slowly the icon, it says start sharing. On my iPad I can see something, and on my tablet. What I can do then is, I'll wait until that happens. And there it is. I know that they all see that, and I can go to my teacher's book, and there they have the ability to maximize this so that they can see what I see. And the same on here. The student can move it around on the iPad or maximize it. And if I want to focus on a particular answer, I can use my tool here. And in a few seconds, we're all looking at the same thing. We can talk about this issue, and it's a really great tool. So later, when I want to get back to normal, I just click stop, and I stop sharing, and everyone's back to normal. I'll select this is the default layout for everyone, and everybody in turn has this layout. Actually, before we go, let's move over to this surface, and I'll show you that I can download the actual presentation. And here you can see these are the 8 pages. However, any markups were not downloaded. If you want to do that, you might have to do a screen snap or a screen photograph. And I'll move over to the iPad, and the same here. I can click download. It says download. And on the page, I simply click where it says open in on the top left corner. So I'm going to click open in. I click that, and I can copy to books. I can also add it to notes. I can send it to OneNote, but I'm going to copy it to books. And now when I go in books, I can see it's there. I I can click on it and I can read it. So it's a great tool for using, for sharing, for everything. Enjoy the Big Blue Button and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so that's all for today. Remember, you can find all the links to each video below. Just click on the Show More button and check the information. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and give it a like. See you on the next video.